This week on Healthy Living, we look at the dangers of skin lightening, a trend that continues to raise health concerns. Dr. Mariam Aden in Nairobi discusses the risks associated with skin lightening and suggests solutions to curb the practice. And can gaming help in HIV treatment? We'll have these stories and more in this edition of Healthy Living. Hello, I'm Kamiti Kibayasi. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Healthy Living. Skin bleaching to lighten one's complexion is common around the world, but medical experts say it can be dangerous. They say the use of skin lightening products are frequently unregulated and contain harmful ingredients like hydroquinone, mercury, and corticosteroid. According to the World Health Organization, prolonged use of mercury-based products can result in kidney damage, neurological problems, and developmental issues in children. Hydroquinone can cause thinning of the skin and permanent skin discoloration. A 2018 study by the African Journal of Dermatology found that nearly 40% of women in sub-Saharan Africa have used some form of skin lightening product. The practice is common in DRC regardless of gender. VOA Africa's Zanen Nedi Zaidi reports from Goma.
Across Africa, thousands of people are opting for a cosmetic procedure to achieve a lighter skin tone. Experts say cultural identity and societal pressure are at the root of this phenomenon, which is a significant public health problem across the continent. In the eastern part of Congo, many people have the procedure only to regret the decision later. Delphin Bindu is one of them.
When you are young and always trying to compare yourself to others, you end up making a lot of mistakes. I had a dark complexion, and I was close to a friend who was naturally brown. So I bought lotions to lighten my skin. But today I regret too much to have lost the complexion God created me with.
In many of Goma's cosmetic stores, skin lightening beauty creams are the consumer's favorite, says shopkeeper Ephraim Chirubala.
Here in Africa, many people think that using lightening products makes them clean people, but it only damages their skin. I'm convinced that black skin is much better than the brown skin that people envy.
Dr. Pascaline Ngolo is a dermatologist at the Charité Maternelle Hospital in Goma. She says parents need to educate their children about the harmful effects of skin depigmentation on human body.
We've found that there are a lot of cases of diabetes. And after analysis, we've realized that many cases come from corticoid-based lightening products. This is already a big problem. Studies have also revealed other internal complications linked to this practice, notably cases of ovarian cancer. Apart from that, there's the fragility of the skin and the whole organism.
In addition to the physical harm, skin depigmentation also has enormous mental consequences, warns psychologist Rachel Butu.
Depigmentation ends up affecting people mentally as they gradually fail to socialize with certain people who will have known them before the skin color change. They get in permanent state of stress as a result of people's many questions, and this plunges them into depression and anxiety.
Experts say in recent years, awareness campaigns have multiplied in the region against skin depigmentation, which drives many practitioners to end up in hospitals. Zanem Neti Zaidi, VOA Africa, Goma, DRC.
We asked viewers to share their thoughts on the practice of skin lightening and how it can be addressed. Here are some reactions from Nigeria.
Honestly, the trend of skin lightening is something that didn't start today. I think it's something that started way back, and the only reason why I think it's a trend right now is because just now did people start to get the resources to start to lighten their skin more easily. And the reason why I think it's happening, honestly, we're to blame. Us as a black community, or let me say even worldwide, Nigeria and Africa, we're not the only people that are obsessed with skin lightening. Even the white people, there's Asians that literally quite define beauty to be how white you are. So the thing about the trend, it's we cause the trend. We keep thinking that beauty is defined by how white you are and how fair you are. And the moment that we all decide and we all realize that beauty would never be defined by the color of your skin, everything would be fine.
I feel as if skin whitening products have carcinogenic properties. That means it could lead to cancer, especially if used over a long period of time. And the thing about skin whitening is that you have to keep on using it. You can't use it and get your the effect you want and stop. You have to keep on using it over a long period of time, and that could also lead to other like skin burns and then skin discoloration.
It's not easy to just change your skin color. I mean, you're born like this, so changing your nature has to come with some setbacks. So I believe the health risks should deter people from trying to indulge in these types of things and just accept who you are in your body.
They're just doing it to please the environment. To just had it been this the people that started manufacturing this stuff haven't started, people would not look forward to doing this kind of stuff. So just live the way you are. You are beautiful.
Dr. Mariam Aden is a general practitioner at Hospital in Nairobi, Kenya. She discusses the dangers of skin lightening and shares some solutions.
Someone who is thinking of maybe bleaching their skin might feel like, oh, because I'm getting what I desire, that's an advantage. But when we dive into the disadvantages are very vast, from skin irritation because of the side effects of the chemicals, harmful chemicals, because it can also lead to end organ damages. I actually had a 23-year-old who suffered from end organ damage, which was end-stage renal disease, because of using chemical components since she was a teenager. So by the time we realized, it was too late and we couldn't help her. For a pregnant woman who is using such products, pregnancy in itself makes the skin, more sensitive. And for someone to use these products that are already harming the skin, it will lead to more irritation, thinning of the skin, making them more susceptible to infection. It also makes them more susceptible to basically getting skin irritations and basically all sorts of skin infections. So I would advise such people to embrace their natural skin tone. Not everyone was made to be lighter. Not everyone was made to be white. We all have our preferences. Beauty is basically in the eye of the beholder. Does not mean that just because you're not white, you're not beautiful. No, it's time to, see that you're enough the way you are. You are created beautiful, and that's who you are, and you should embrace your natural beauty.
A clinic initiative in Kenya aims to provide healthcare to vulnerable mobile populations, such as truck drivers and commercial sex workers. The goal is to combat the spread of disease across borders in Africa. Juma Majanga reports from transit town of Mlolongo in Kenya.
It's a beehive of activity at this health facility, made of converted shipping containers in the middle of Mlolongo, Kenya, a town on the busy Nairobi-Mombasa highway. It's one of 7 such clinics located in transit towns along the Northern Corridor Highway in Kenya and 50 others across Eastern and Southern Africa. The clinics are run by the non-profit North Star Alliance. They offer healthcare to mobile populations like truck drivers and sex workers and communities that interact with them.
As they move, again, the access to quality healthcare services reduces, and that's why we have to target them and bring those services closer to them so that they are able to actually help in reducing that chain of transmission or cutting off that chain of transmission.
75-year-old Patrick has been a truck driver for nearly 5 decades. We are not using his real name because he wishes to remain anonymous. Patrick says he tested positive for HIV after a work trip in Botswana. He had trouble accessing his medication in some foreign countries, but now, thanks to the network of North Star Alliance clinics, he is able to get his medications across borders.
Now I can just walk into any of their clinics with my card, and once I show them, they look at it and identify my type of medicine, and they give it to me. If it is 4 or 5, they know my prescription.
To increase the reach, North Star carries out outreach services in collaboration with the communities. Eunice Mwikali runs a guest house and bar business in the area. She says the partnership between businesses like hers and the health facility has helped educate clients who are mostly truck drivers and sex workers.
For example, we advise them to use condoms, that is for protection. So we advise them to come to North Star because we have linked with them and they're offering free services. And if they're infected, we also tell them if they forgot their drugs to come to North Star, they can refill their drugs at any particular point.
North Star says it provided health services to more than 180,000 patients in the region in 2022, majority being drivers and commercial sex workers. Juma Majanga, VOA News, Mlolongo, Kenya.
The United Nations say the HIV/AIDS epidemic could be ended by 2030, but patients need to follow their treatment plans to keep the virus in check. Could certain games help? Zahir Kasim reports from Johannesburg.
This is my white blood cell.
The white blood cell walks into the circle and flexes his muscle. But when HIV steps in, he is bound at the hands and cannot fight infections until antiretroviral drugs come to free him.
It looks like a play, but I found it very serious because now I know now what is the difference between a virus and its causes.
This program is run by the Networking HIV and AIDS Community of Southern Africa. Earlier this year, NACOSA staff completed the Bridges of Hope course, where they learned how to use games like this to teach people about the importance of following HIV treatment plans. A study in the Southern African Journal of HIV Medicine showed that these games are better than home visits alone at keeping patients on therapy.
Through participation and playing games, it's easy to remember because it's all fun and everything, while not being formal and they are there listening and sitting. So this is a different approach which actually works.
Site coordinator and trainer Tsepo Sefome uses games to show participants that, with clear goals and the right support, anyone can cross the bridge to a healthier future.
If this model can be used and sustained throughout the world, I think people will start understanding things better and they would have a different perspective of certain things like taking treatment, a different perspective in terms of people that are living with HIV.
Peter Lavashia is the creator of the Bridges of Hope games. He says games cater to different learning styles and it makes it more likely the students will remember what they learn.
It's very clear that different people have different preferred learning modalities. Some prefer visual, some auditory, some kinesthetic. So if we combine all three, then we reach everybody.
The United Nations aims to eradicate AIDS by the end of this decade. Organizers say programs like this could help ensure more people stay on life-saving treatment. Zahir Kasim, VOA News, Johannesburg, South Africa.
That's our show for today. For more health news, wellness tips, and medical breakthroughs, stay connected to Voice of America at voaafrica.com. You can follow me on X at MkamiTVOA. Until next time, stay well and strive to make every day a healthy day.